Good afternoon, everybody. I'm sorry not to be able to join you here in your conference in Geneva. I was invited to do so, but I'm grateful at least to have the opportunity to briefly address you here via a video recording. The timing of the conference collides with my teaching obligations here at the University of Erlangen-Nuremberg in Germany. So, I mean, this is the only opportunity to at least say a few words of greeting. I think the conference is very, very important. And let me acknowledge in particular the work done by my friend Livio Olciano, Secretary General of the International Association for the Defense of Freedom of Religion or Belief. What Livio and I share is the understanding that we have to overcome tendencies of fragmentation, that we have to work together. Civil society organizations, state representatives, UN bodies, but then also regional bodies like the Council of Europe, EU, and international bodies. I mean, that's very, very, very important, in particular, given the tendencies of fragmentations which I have observed with great concern. I would have loved to be with you, and in particular also to continue the cooperation established between my colleague and friend Rita Isaac, UN Special Rapporteur on Minorities. Rita and I mean, we had a rather intensive collaboration, in particular in 2012 and 2013, when she, from the perspective of her mandate, minorities, focused particularly on religious minorities. And I, coming from my mandate as rapporteur on freedom of religion or belief, I mean, I also invested some particular attention to people living in a minority situation. So Rita and I, we had numerous occasions also to document that collaboration in panel discussions, in UN fora, but also in our written thematic reports. I mean, I take this as one example of collaboration, and we need collaboration on various levels. And here again, I find it extremely important to underline what the International Association has produced in the last couple of months, and in particular its Secretary General Livio Olciano, who has been extremely active in bringing together actors in the field of freedom of religion or belief, working at very different levels. Council of Europe, everyone knows the Strasbourg jurisdiction on this issue, but also the EU. It's less well known that also now the EU Parliament has a working group on freedom of religion or belief, other regional bodies, and the various UN mechanisms working in this field. I think the conference which you are having today is yet another opportunity to see how synergetic effects can be brought about, and to explore more synergies that exist in that field. And here, I mean, not seeing those synergies on the one hand would be a waste, but I think it's even more dangerous. I mean, not being aware of who is working in this field also can lead to increased fragmentation. I mean, possibly even resulting in a mutual weakening of what we all work. I mean, fragmentation can also amount to an invitation to states to do sort of what some call forum shopping, to resort to norms and standards and institutions that are best fitting for what they have in mind. But I mean, that exactly would be a problem, because it would possibly lead to a fragmentation of human rights standards that we have established in that field, and human rights fora, which I mean, can become effectively only when joining forces. So again, let me conclude by saying how much I regret not to be able to be with you. I wish you productive deliberations. I'm sure I will also hear about the results of your conference, and we will certainly remain in touch. All the best and have a good day.